Hey friends, and welcome to the Paparazzi Stars podcast. Here we chat about all things paparazzi. Tips, tricks, suggestions, and weekly challenges, all to help you grow and explode your paparazzi accessories business to rock star success. Hello, my friends, and welcome back for another episode of the Paparazzi Stars podcast. My name is Anya Bohm, and I am your show host. Whether you're a first-time listener or you're a seasoned veteran, we are glad that you are here today. We're going to be talking about what is a vision board, why should you use one, and how do you make one. Okay, before we jump into that though, if you need to catch the show notes for today or the call image that we're going to talk about, or maybe you just want to review the show, that's totally fine. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Head on over to paparockstars.com/vision boards, and there you're going to find all of that stuff. The image, the show notes, the transcripts, pretty much everything I say. Not everything, because I'm cool like that, but pretty much everything is typed up in the show notes for you. So you can print it out, you can highlight it, you can circle things, you can have it as a reference for later on. So again, paparockstars.com/vision-boards. Okay, that call image I was talking to you about, it is one of my favorite quotes by Oprah Winfrey. It says, "Create the highest, grandest possible vision for your life because you become what you believe." Isn't that beautiful? That's a super fun quote image that you can use. You can post that on your social media, on your Instagram, Facebook, on your VIP group, however you want to use it. It's there and ready for you. Okay. Now let's jump into the training for today. I know you're ready for it, right? You're ready. Let's go. I've been hearing about vision boards for a really long time. They can be really powerful when they're used properly. There is a way to keep your mind focused on the things that you want to invite into your life. Now, the idea is that when you focus on the things that you want to have in your life, they're going to manifest or come to pass. Now, a vision board is a tool that will help you clarify, concentrate, and maintain focus on a specific life goal. Now, literally, a vision board is any sort of board on which you can display images that represent whatever you want to be, do, or have in your life. It sounds kind of simple, right? I like to use a combination of images and then a word or two that I can focus on as well. So then I can say those words throughout the day to remind myself of my goals. You can use pictures from a photo album, from a magazine, or pictures that you print from a computer, or a combination. I've heard of people finding a model with the body that they want, cutting out that body, and then putting their face on top of that body. It looks kind of funny, but your mind doesn't process like, oh, hey, that body looks funny. It's like, you know what? That's a good looking body, and that's what I want to look like. So however you want to make your vision board. So let's talk a little bit more about how to make a vision board. Now, a vision board can be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. For mine, I simply cut a full-size poster board in half, and then I use washi tape to divide the poster into 9 sections. Each section, I have a different picture and one-word summary of what I would like to have in my life. So, for example, one of the first things I put on my vision board was a house. Now, it might sound kind of strange to you, but our family, that's the 7 kids plus myself and my husband, so 9 total, we'd been living in a tiny 3-bedroom apartment for 3 years. 3 bedrooms, people. And the family room, dining room, and kitchen were all combined into one living space. So we were on top of each other. We were trapped. We were piled high and deep. Within 3 months of putting a house onto my vision board, we were moving into our home. Now, it might just seem like a coincidence, but before I put that vision board on, or the house on my vision board, we were not even looking. We were under the impression it was going to take us at least 3 more years to be able to get into a house. So it stunned me, it amazed me, and that something as simple as putting that picture on my wall would have an impact, but it did. And now every single day, I have proof that my vision board works, that vision boards work. The important thing with vision boards is to just do it. Don't overthink what you're going to put on your vision boards. Just go with the first thing that pops into your mind. If you need to change it later, you can. If something has special meaning or it's a large goal that you want to achieve, put it on there. I spent months and months and months trying to make the idea perfect in my mind. And that's just time I wasted. There's an old saying, done is better than perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be done so that you can start experiencing those changes in your life. And just because you put one thing on your vision board doesn't mean that you can't change it or add to it. Once you've achieved some of the things on your vision board, you're going to have room for more. Quick side note here. When you do achieve something on your vision board, put it in an accomplishment book, like something that you can refer back to if you start to doubt the power of a vision board, or even if you just need a little bit of encouragement. A notebook will work just fine for this. Now, when you've made your vision board, post it somewhere that you're going to see it several times a day. I hung my vision board right over my dresser, right next to my bed. I see it when I wake up. I'm looking at it when I go to sleep, when I get dressed, and almost anytime I go into my room during the day, I'm looking at my vision board. I try to take a few moments to stop and look at each item on my vision board and kind of focus on them, inviting that into my life, if you will. Now, how not to do a vision board? That's what we're going to jump into next. Are you ready? I specifically remember my first and my last time watching the show, The Bachelor. Now, you guys might be a complete fan of The Bachelor. There's nothing wrong with that. But I was interested to see what everyone else found so fascinating. It wasn't something I tried before. This is a couple years ago. I remember thinking that the man of the hour was pretty handsome and that he might make the show worth watching. Yeah, he was cute. It was the first episode of the season, so this is where all the ladies are arriving to the house in the big stretch limousine. They're doing the background story on each of the girls, and they're waiting to meet him for the first time. Now, I don't remember many details, except for when he was handing out the roses. One young lady in particular looked absolutely stunned that she was not chosen to remain there. As she was walking out, all she could say over and over again was, "But he was on my vision board. But he was on my vision board." I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. I mean, all the other ladies leaving were like, "Well, he doesn't know what he's missing," or things like that. But she just kept saying, "He was on my vision board." Now, when in hindsight, it probably wasn't the nicest thing I'd ever done to sit there and laugh at her. But I thought the idea that she could control another human being and their actions simply by putting it on her vision board, I thought that was pretty hysterical. Now, the flaw in her thinking was that she could mystically cause him to choose her. While vision boards are really powerful, they are not pure magic. They still require work and effort and seizing opportunities when they present themselves. For example, if you're like a single gal, we'll kind of stick with the whole Bachelor line of thought. If you're a single gal who's wanting a loving, caring, trusting relationship with a man who has an established career, would you date people that don't have any life goals or ambitions? It wouldn't make sense. Do you think that by sitting home on your couch watching romantic movies or TV, that the universe would simply deliver this dream man to your doorstep? No. It's not how it works. To think that would be foolish and result in more frustration. But by going on dates with people, meeting single people in the area, and putting yourself out there in places to find someone to have a relationship with, that's when your dream is going to come to pass. Vision boards don't work unless you do. I'm going to say that again because this is so important. Vision boards don't work unless you do. In the example of that Bachelor episode, I'm sure that the woman could have done more to appeal to the star of the show instead of just showing up and believing that she would have been magically chosen. In your business, this means not keeping your jewelry packed away nicely in a closet and then hoping you make Maven A-lister. It's not going to happen. You have to show up, you have to show off your jewelry, and you have to be willing to talk about the business opportunity. People aren't just going to join your team magically. You have to get out there. You have to work it so that you can achieve your dreams. Now, why should you have a vision board? You're probably wondering that by now. If you haven't heard of them, you're like, I have no clue what you're even talking about. It. Why should I do a vision board? Well, here's a couple reasons. I mean, it's hard to name all of them, but here's a couple of them that I thought of. So maybe you know in your heart what you want to do or be or have. That's a good thing to put on there. Maybe you're completely happy, but you're feeling a little bit stuck. You want things to change for the better. Maybe you feel like you're lacking focus or direction in your life, or in your professional life, or in your personal life. Totally fine. Put that on your vision board. Maybe you are happy, but you want to be extremely happy, or dare I say it, exceptionally happy. Maybe you just want to clarify what direction you want to take in your life. And then there's so many more than that. But what have you got to lose? Okay, that's it for the call challenge. I bet you can guess what it's going to be. You ready? Create your own vision board and post it where you can see it several times a day. Get ready to see amazing, crazy, wonderful things happen in your life, and do the things that you need to do so that those things can become a reality. Thanks for listening in today to this episode. To grab the show notes in that call image, I'm going to tell you one more time. Head on over to paparockstars.com/vision-boards. You're going to find all that there along with all of the other episodes of the Papa Rock Stars podcast. Some great other images, both in association with the podcast episodes, and there's an archive of images there as well, just for you. So again, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.